Welcome to DRB Tunnel Solutions training. In this training, we're going to take a look at the new house account discounts availability, also the new product configuration editor within house accounts. Let's get started. First, we're going to set up a new discount. We're going to go into the discount section of the Patheon portal and click Add Discount. You'll notice that there's a new radio button called House Accounts. So for example, if I put $off good as my name and select House Accounts, this discount will apply specifically to house accounts. You'll notice that house account discounts are automatic. When you identify the house account customer, they're automatically thrown in the sale. You'll also notice that all the conditions are available to us with the exception of new plan member discounts. House account members cannot be plan members simultaneously. Therefore, that condition is not valid. However, you can set up a discount the same way you would either by product type. For example, if we want to take $1 off of any wash, we could select wash, and this dollar would apply to any wash, even if they upgrade. In this specific example, we're going to go ahead and remove that, and we're going to say that this applies to the good wash by itself. We'll look up the good and select the good wash. We'll then click Continue. We're going to adjust the specific item, good wash, with a fixed discount of $1. We'll go ahead and click Continue to save. And we'll activate the discount. When you activate a house account discount, you can assign it to accounts on this step. If I click Assign to Accounts, we'll get an option where we can apply which accounts get this discount. We're going to set my Ford dealership as the account that gets the $off good. We now see that the discount is set up and that the house accounts that this applies to are set to active in this section. Alternately, if you go into the Plan section and then House Accounts, and we take a look at the Ford dealership account, we can scroll down and see that the discount is also associated here. So you can add the discount from the house account and pick appropriate discounts, for example, $5 off better, which was a separate discount we set up. And now we have two automatic discounts, the $1 off good or the $5 off better house account discount that will apply. It's also good to remind yourself that you may want to notate the discount with a -HA to let us know that it's a house account discount. Let's go back to that $1 off good and we'll update the name. We'll click Continue, Continue, and Save. We now go back to our house account and see that we have two discounts, $1 off good or $5 off better, that will automatically be applied when we fire this house account. Now let's go ahead on over to the terminal and we'll test this out. We'll log into our point of sale terminal. And we'll look up the house account. We'll go ahead and go to the customer section, select the specific house account, the Ford dealership. You'll notice that there isn't a vehicle here, so we're going to add a vehicle to the Ford dealership account. We'll go ahead and put information like year, make, model. However, the only thing that is required in this instance would be a license plate, a country, and a state. We'll go ahead and save that vehicle. We've now added the vehicle. We select the vehicle and we can apply the plan to the sale. You'll notice that the sale automatically queued to the wash. If we go to the last sale, we will see the good wash was added. If we go to sales history, we can see a couple new things. First of all, the house account now has a little house picture next to house account sales. Secondly, when we edit the sale, we'll see that the good wash was added along with the $1 off house account discount for that specific good wash. The next area of improvement in the house accounts editor would be the house account product selection page. If we go into the Ford dealership and we want to add the ability to pick the wash from the terminal, we can now go ahead and edit specifically by clicking the Ford dealership's name, and now we can edit the contract details. On this page, if we allow the selection of other washes, we'll put that in as wash 2 and wash 3. If they can purchase additional products, we'll go ahead and enable the additional product configuration table. Here, we can discuss whether these options are able to be purchased, but they're member paid, house account paid, or restricted. Member paid means that you cannot charge this to a house account, and you will have a split tender where part of the sale, which has items that are tenderable to the house account, will be tendered, and items that are member paid will be paid out of pocket by the member. In this instance, we're going to restrict gift card purchases by the house account. However, we will make it so that lobby items can be house account paid. We'll go ahead and click Save. Now, if we were to select a house account vehicle and apply the plan, we're brought to the sales page. When you have multiple washes that can be selected or multiple products, you can now select them and you'll notice the Bill to House Account option next to it. If you press the Better Wash, for example, the automatic discount that applies specifically to that Better will go into the sale. Since all the items in this sale are billable to the house account, we can go ahead and click Bill to Ford Dealership. However, if we were to add an item to this transaction that could be member paid, you would see that it would be a split tender item. Let's go ahead back to our configuration. We're going to create a lobby product, and we're going to call this Coke. We'll add a SKU number and a barcode, and we'll add a price. We'll select the profit center, and we'll go ahead and tell it to show it on the terminal. We'll activate the product at site, and we will go to the plan, the house account in particular, Ford Dealership, and go to the contract details and make it so that the Coke product can be member paid. Member paid is the default option. Therefore, if we reload our terminal by clicking to a different page and back, we'll see that we now have the lobby tab, and we'll select the Coke. In this instance, you'll notice that the bill to house account is $8.66. However, a balance is due before they can bill this sale to the house account. We're going to pay cash for our Coke. We'll pretend that we have $2 cash, and we'll click enter. Change is given of 21 cents. The rest of the sale is tendered to the Ford dealership automatically. And that's the new house account discounts and house account product editor capabilities of Patheon. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please send them to training@drb.com.